Hello, hello. I will be here in just a minute. Hey there. I was just making sure that everything was up and going. Hey friends, Kristen Fagan here with our word and symbol of the year paint along. My favorite way to kick off the new year. How's everybody doing out there? Hello, Colleen. Nice to see you. I keep moving my camera. I'm like, where do I want it? So it's got me, the art. One of these days, I'll have a setup where I'm like, I'll just do this the same way every time. Sure. It's warm out there today, which is beautiful here in Arizona. We've got a nice sunny day after some rain. Gorgeous rain yesterday. Happy Sunday. Colleen's doing awesome. Hi, Lori. Okay, bring it up. Hey, Marianne. Good to see you. All right, so welcome to Word and Symbol of the Year, an intentional painting workshop. So I've been doing these Word and Symbol of the Year. I think I picked my first word back in 2012, and I just did a word for many years, and then I started to incorporate a symbol as well, probably around 2017, 2018, when I was introduced to Whitney Freya, and she's real big on choosing a symbol. I shared her video earlier this week where she kind of talks a little bit about why she likes to choose a symbol. Sort of progression, right? It started out with New Year's resolutions and goals, and then word of the year, and then now symbol of the year. I still like to combine the word and the symbol together. The word really speaks to my left brain, my logical mind, my list planning, and all of that stuff feels more concrete. And then the symbol really is for my right brain, my intuition. It gives me something to kind of hold on to that's a little more intuitive, a little more maybe emotional, things like that, you know? So I love choosing both. And I would say that I've been doing both now for the last few years. This was last year, so this was 2021. My word was creatrix. My symbols were the snake and roses for divine femininity, transformation. Also the triple moon goddess was here. So quite a few symbols in there. And then my word that guided me was creatrix, which was such an awesome word last year. And that's one thing that's kind of fun is, you know, these words take on a life of their own throughout the year, and they can really help support you and guide you, encourage you, and just be something to hold on to as you go through the ups and downs of the things that happen in a whole year in 365 days. There's a lot, right? I like to put my painting in a place where I can see it. This one was in my kitchen for most of the year. I moved it around a little bit, but then it kind of lived in my kitchen. And I just really like when it's somewhere that I see it every day, most likely, so that I can continue to remind myself of the energy that I want to bring to this world. Hey, Fran, nice to see you. Lots of friends on here. So today we're gonna make an artwork together. That's gonna be for your word and for your symbol, something to remember and embrace every day. And by putting all of your creative energy and intention into this artwork, your vision becomes even more powerful. And like I said, if you could put it somewhere where you see it on a regular basis, that just continues to amplify the power, right? I believe that that energy helps to manifest your desires. A big part of this word and symbol of the year is how do you want to feel? So I'll probably say that a lot while we're going through the painting today is, oh, Dawn doesn't have chores today. Yay, happy to see you, able to join us. This is always such a fun workshop. And truth be told, I'm feeling a little, maybe vulnerable and nervous. And, oh, my husband just got home. Interesting, because I thought he was gonna be at work for a little while. So I'll have to, he probably tried to message me and I didn't answer. So I was getting ready. All right, anyway, I just saw him pull up. Sorry, excuse me, distracted squirrel. So, hey, I'm just starting my video. I was surprised to see you. Yeah, so as I was gonna say, that this particular word of the year for me is a little extra vulnerable this year, and I had a bit of a hard time figuring out what my symbol was going to be. I think I was hanging out in the left brain a little too much, right? So I have this wonderful workshop that you can go and grab from the files section here in the group. And it's called Word of the Year Workshop or Worksheet. And in that, you've got all sorts of questions and things you can answer to help you figure out your word and your symbol of the year. And I think I got a little too involved with the left side of my brain trying to figure out what my symbol was. And I had to kind of loosen that up a little bit and jot everything down that I wanted to, but then step away from it and see what comes to me on its own. And sometimes things come quick. Sometimes I don't even have to really do this process, and I just know. And other years, I need a little bit more time to stew and think about it. And it seems like this year was more of that. But I think I figured it out. So those of you that are joining me, do you have a word? Do you have a symbol? Are you still ruminating on it? Or are you feeling ready to get going and you know exactly what you want to call in and what kind of energy you want for this year? Share and let me know. Yeah, let me know what's going on with you. And I'll talk a little bit while you guys share in the comments. I'll talk a little bit about why I like to choose a word and symbol of the year. So choosing a word is an act of kindness, because a lot of times when we're choosing goals or we're making plans or resolutions, those things can be broken. And then when we break them, we feel really bad about that, and we feel like we've failed ourselves in the process. And so when you just choose a word and sums up how you want to create in this new year and what you want to feel, there's nothing to break. There's nothing to not fulfill. And if you find you're, Colleen says her word is calm. So if you find you're in a state this year that isn't calm, you didn't fail at your resolution or your goal. You just now can have the awareness to say, hey, I am feeling really frazzled and stressed. And this year I wanted to create the energy of calm. And you see your painting hanging up in your bedroom or your kitchen or, your studio, wherever you place it. And it just reminds you and brings you back and says, yes, this is what I want for myself this year. And what can I do right now to create that sense of calm? So it's an act of kindness. It's a way of saying, this is what I want to fulfill. This is what I want to bring into the world. And choosing this word and this symbol is a way to kind of guide and support yourself and encourage yourself all year long to come back to that feeling. So let me see what comments I have coming in here. So we've got Lori is calm also. We've got calm for Lori and Colleen. Fran's word is creativity. I love that one. I know you were saying you really wanted to tap into your creative spirit a bit more this year, Fran. So I'm here for that. Awesome. Dawn is going to be revisiting some old ideas or something. She needs a word that goes with that. Ooh, maybe return. That's an interesting one. It's almost like you're coming back to the seed, like you're coming back to, I just am thinking, I guess, of plants and flowers and how some of them bloom every year and other ones you have to kind of reseed and redo. Let's see, Marianne is still ruminating on a symbol and kind of afraid of a blank canvas. Well, we'll play a bit today and kind of get our canvas messy and full of color and affirmations, and it won't be blank anymore. So you'll be able to move through it after we get some stuff on our canvas, right? Fran says she really is. It's wild. Yeah, wild and fun creativity. Joyce is still working on her word and symbol. She might be in the left brain too long. Yeah, it happens. I mean, I love the journaling, the writing, and thinking about things, but sometimes we can get stuck there. And so that's what I felt like was happening to me, is I almost was doing too much research and too much thinking about it that I needed to kind of loosen up and let some stuff flow in just on its own. Let's see, what else do we got here? Colleen has her niece with her. Hi, Britt. Thanks for joining us. And she has chosen growth. Awesome. That's a fantastic word. Todd says that's fun. Seed. Yeah, think about, I don't know, something like that's the first thing that popped in my head. I think I've got plants on the brain for the last couple of years. So that's probably why that it came to mind. Fran doesn't know a symbol yet, but she's thinking a butterfly or the moon. Oh, both are excellent. Butterfly is all about transformation and being in that cocoon and then, coming out this beautiful butterfly. And the moon is all about cycles and that feminine creative energy. So both of them, and maybe you have both. I like to have multiple symbols. Like you see, I had the snake, the triple moon, the roses, even have this triangle in the background. I mean, I was playing with a bunch of symbols, and the ones that tend to stick with me last year was the snake, the moon, and the roses. I kind of forgot about this one a little bit. So maybe your painting will have more than one symbol. It might have a few things on there, and then you can see what sort of ends up being your strongest symbol as you move forward in the world. All right, let's see. my gosh. Yeah, I just have way too much. I have way too much happening here. So when you think about your word, also think about colors that come to mind. Color energy is important and something you can latch onto in addition to your symbol. And Lori had a symbol, but she's not so sure now. Yeah, so why don't we'll get started painting and then see what happens, Lori. See if your symbol kind of solidifies itself, or if you want to let your first layer dry and come back to it a little bit later when something else comes to mind. That's totally okay too. So we're going to talk a little bit about color, and I'll share some color energy with you. This way, if there's a color that's really calling to you, that's a good one for us to kind of get started with or think about. So I'm going to move this and come to my beautiful blank canvas. Lori was saying she was thinking about the Japanese symbol for calm and wondered if anyone else had a good suggestion. Colleen is also doing calm, and she's thinking about water, the peace symbol, and the sitting yoga goddess, all things that bring her the sense of calm. So those are great suggestions. And Lori, I would think about what else brings you calm. Like, what do you do when you need to relax? What is something that always brings you that sense of calm feeling in your world? And maybe there's something there that will show up for you, for your symbol. All right, so before we get started with the painting, I would just always like to come to center. So we're gonna do 3 breaths. And then I have a Tree of Life Blessing by Shiloh Sophia. I read this one every time I do this workshop. It's just a great one for bringing in kind of a New Year's, new resolution energy. So we'll do our 3 breaths, and then I'll read the blessing, and then we'll get started. All right, so I've got some paint here, acrylic paint, I have water, I have brushes ready, and I have a canvas. This is 16 by 20, but you can work with any size that you have. I've done this on 12 by 24, 12 by 12, so really anything you've got. You can go bigger or smaller depending on what you'd like to do. And you don't have to decide now, but you might want to write your word. You might want to stencil your word. You might want to cut your word out of a magazine and put it on your canvas. Lots of different options that you can do at the end of your process to bring that word back. If you're not comfortable just writing it in your handwriting, those are some other ways you can attach your word to your painting, or you can put it on the back. I know a lot of you like to do that. You like to do some writing and journaling on the back of your canvas. So just wanted to say that now in case I forget once we get going. All right. So let's take a moment to get present with our 3 deep breaths. Settle in, close your eyes, and enjoy this time that you've set aside for yourself. So we'll take a deep breath in and exhale everything that has happened before being here. Take another deep breath in and exhale any thoughts or anxiety that you may have about what we will create. Just let that go. Take another deep breath in. Just exhale right here into this moment, in this space. Be present and gift yourself this time for creativity. As always, everything I do in my painting classes are a suggestion. You are welcome to go off on your own path as we paint, however it feels right. Follow your own intuition. So don't feel like I'm telling you exactly what you need to do. I'm just here to hold the space for you, give you some guidance, and share with you what I'm doing. But you're welcome to follow along with me. You're also welcome to go off on your own path, your own journey, right? And you can go ahead and open your eyes or keep them closed. And I'm just gonna read our Tree of Life blessing. This is by artist Shiloh Sophia and writer. May you choose outrageous actions that challenge who you are and encourage who you are becoming. May you take one step, however small, toward that which you have always longed for. Now is the right time. May you recognize the unique and powerful contribution that you bring to the people whose lives you touch. May you be as wonderful as you really are and do things because you want to, not just because you should. May you celebrate your creativity and believe that you are an artist with a unique vision that no one else has. May you find peace and purpose and possibility amidst the chaos while remaining aware of the unrest in the world. May you reach towards the spirit with a longing that keeps you awake to the miracles available all around you. May your faith move any mountains that stand in your way and bring you great teachers to awaken your understanding. May you give up shame, guilt, and self-neglect and replace them with qualities like freedom, integrity, and self-nurturing. May you offer the gifts and blessings of your soul to the beings of the world when the time is ripe for you to release them. May you passionately and deeply love and be loved by someone who can see who you really are. May your body speak to you and teach you how to care for the temple that houses your bright spirit. May you walk gently on the earth and honor your hearth and family with your action and your rest. May you find and enjoy the fruit of abundance so that your life path can be fortified and furthered. May you embrace the tree of life and be informed by the wisdom that she brings to those on her path. May love be at the center of all your choices, and may you, with me, send this blessing to all beings. Okay, so I've got here a little color energy chart. This is in the Free Spirit Guidebook by Carrie Berkey, or the 10 to Your Vibration, which is her second rendition. And I'm just gonna share some of the color energy properties with you so that you can see if any of these are calling out to you and the feeling you want to bring into your painting this year. Teresa, that was beautiful. Isn't it lovely? I really love that Tree of Life Blessing by Shiloh Sophia. It gets me every time. I read it every year and I just love it more and more. So color pink. Pink color energy is love, intuitive energy, compassion, hope, sensitivity, and nurturing. Red is grounding, security, power, passion, luck. Orange is your emotions, your creativity, your adventure, your happiness. Yellow is energy, vitality, optimism, and inner strength. Green, love, balance, growth, luck, health, nature. Blue is communication, peace, loyalty, and healing. Indigo, which is a darker blue. So that's the lighter blue, and then indigo is a darker blue. Understanding, intuition, integrity, and truth. Violet or purple, spirituality, wisdom, imagination, and magic. Black is power, death, elegance, mystery, protection, sophistication, could be negativity. Brown is home, comfort, outdoors, stability. Gold, prosperity, luxury, abundance, spirituality. And silver is calming, reflection, intuition, glamour, lunar energy. And white, the last one, is divinity, light, angels, cleansing, and protection. So if you want me to grab a color energy as we're going, if you get stuck and you want to add a new color to your canvas, just let me know and I'll pick this back up and take a look and see if I can help you out. So I'm going to get started with some green. I haven't told you my word yet. My word is prosperity. And so I'm leaning into green. It's the energy of growth, of plants, of luck, the color of money. And that feels like a really super vulnerable word this year. Because my relationship to money has not always been a very good one. And this year, I want to work on that. I feel like I've been working on my money blocks the last few years, and little by little, getting a little more comfortable with that. And I really want to align my actions with prosperity this year. And I'm not quite sure exactly what that means or how that will play out. But I'm gonna call in that energy. All right, so I'm gonna pick up like a medium-sized brush. And in the center of my canvas, I'm gonna start with I am. Yes, Donna's saying, I could make you a crystal bag with abundance and good fortune. I just read a ton about it. Oh, that would be fantastic. Yes, I have a feeling I'm going to be looking into all sorts of ways to help support me and get comfortable with the idea of being prosperous and what that means. So I'm going to start my canvas by just saying, I am. right in the center. And then we're gonna fill this canvas in with our words and some affirmations that go along with our word. John says, fool's gold, adventurine. Oh, I've also learned citrine, pyrite. Those are the two that I've been working with or thinking about working with. I think pyrite is actually fool's gold, possibly. Yeah, Teresa says, I have the same problem with money. I know, I'm sure a lot of us do. And it feels like, kind of a weird word to lean into, but I know I'm ready, and I know that this is going to help me on my path. Because it's hard. It's hard to break free of those money blocks. So I'm going to write first. Where do I want to put it? I am prosperous. And this doesn't have to be neat. It doesn't even have to be, all on one line. We're just putting down the energy into our canvas. So maybe you're saying, I am calm. Dawn, maybe you're open to revisiting old stories or old ideas, and that's what you're going to write here. And then I want you to write more words that relate to your word and your symbol of the year. For example, I've got I am prosperous. Now I might say I am a money magnet. I am wealthy. And you can switch your brush. I'm going to switch to something a little smaller, actually. I am thriving. I am flourishing. I am open to receiving money. Maybe I'll even do some dollar signs in here. Ooh, it's giving me chills. It's giving me I am abundant. I am successful. I am generous, because for me, having more means I can be more generous, and that's something I want to be. So I am generous. You might say something you want to release. I am releasing my money blocks. If you want to bring in another tone of your color, whatever color you picked up, you can add a little bit of white or add another tone in there. So I'm going to grab another green. And you can think about what that feeling means to you. So if I was prosperous, or if you were calm, or you were peaceful, or you were creative, what does that mean on a deeper sense? So if I was prosperous, I would feel free. So maybe I am free is something I want to put on here. Free to choose, right? I don't have to have choices made for me simply because they're beyond my boundary of what I'm able to afford. I'm free to travel. I'm free to do more. I'm free to give more. I am healthy. I am stable and secure. I am secure. I am stable. And what are you open to receiving? Are you open to receive inspiration because you're looking to add more creativity in your life? I am open to receiving peace. I am open to receiving inspiration. I'm open to receiving, and you fill in the blank there. I think I will feel peaceful if I feel like I am abundant. So I am going to say I'm open to peace also. And when you feel like you've totally covered your canvas and you've let all of these things kind of flow around, I like to just take some of these white spaces here and make a few little marks. Just fill them in with little lines and circles as I look at all this wonderful energy of words I put on my canvas. You can read them back to yourself. As you do it, I am a money magnet. I am wealthy. I am successful. I am thriving. I am peaceful. I am calm. I'm open to going with the flow of life. I'm open to receive inspiration. So if you were worried about that blank canvas, now it's full of color. And I can pick up some water and kind of dance around, let the paint drip and fill in. We've activated it. We've given it all of this wonderful, juicy desire. We are worthy, right? That's a big one. We're worthy to feel these feelings. We are worthy and worth it. You know, I say this is a very vulnerable one for me this year because I just have a lot of, which a lot of us have, right? I have a lot of negative experiences, negative feelings, all wrapped up in money. And it's taken me so much time to realize that that is just an energy. Money is not good or bad. It doesn't hold any of that. It's just whatever we're placing on it from our own experiences. And it's really just energy like anything else. And I just want to give that a nice moon bath. Give that feeling of what I've thought about it in the past and the connotations of having money has maybe meant for me, and just clear the slate and invite it in. One of the things I did this week was purchase a money tree. And I put it in one of my pots that I have painted. And this particular pot says, "Follow your soul, it knows the way." So I'm really trying to embrace this little money tree and remind me to follow my soul and to allow it to be prosperous. And I'm putting it here in my studio. It's my first plant that I've got here in my studio space. So yeah, I'm excited about that. And that's probably what I'm gonna paint today. I think plants are gonna be one of my symbols. Honey girl, what are you whining about? It's okay. You know you're looking for daddy. I'm gonna go ahead and put on some music for the next layer here. I have to kind of let this dry a little bit because I don't want to muddy it up too much. When you've got a wet canvas, the best way to not turn it into mud is to use similar color family. So green is in the cool color family tone. So if I add some blues, or even if I add kind of yellows, because greens and yellows work well together, they'll dance nicely. But if I were to add some reds or some oranges, that would turn more muddy and brown. So just whatever color you ended up working with first, just be a little mindful of that. If you're starting to get colors that get muddy together, you might need to let your paint dry for a few minutes before you add it, or you might need to switch to a color that's in the same color family. Oh, Teresa says she has a Chinese and a Japanese money tree. I didn't know there were two. I do know that one of them has like really cool round leaves. So maybe that's the other one. And then there's this one that I got here that has like the longer pointy leaves. I don't know which is which though. I think that the one I have is Japanese, with these long straight leaves like that. I saw some pictures of one with round leaves, but I've never seen them out and about, so I'll have to keep my eyes peeled when I'm out searching for a new plant. So I'm going to add some other symbols on the background of my canvas here as I go. I found this one when I was searching about prosperity. It's like the infinity symbol, and it starts here, goes around, and comes to an arrow. And it's all about endless possibilities. And potential. So endless possibilities and potential. I thought that that would be fun to kind of add. My mentor, one of the things she says a lot is to help you reframe is you say up until now. So when I catch myself saying something like, oh, I'm not good with money, I would change that and say up until now, I have not been good with money. So that I'm saying, you know, it's not something that's going to continue. I'm putting a stop to that negative thought, right? Up until now, I've had a hard time with my finances. But from here on forward, I'm going to prosper. I am prosperous. I just really feel like leaning into green. So I'm just gonna keep filling my canvas with all different values of green right now. Personally, that's just kind of what I'm feeling. once you're in this phase, you can kind of play, turn your canvas around, switch directions. Start to get stuck, just repeat in your head your word. I am calm. I am creative. I am prosperous. I am ready for what's next. I like to pick up some things I might have laying around, and one of the things I always have is a card, either a hotel room card like this one or a gift card. You can use it as a palette knife to scrape some paint around. Just using a little round sponge, making these little circles, picking up some of that excess. So another color I'm going to introduce is brown, because that when I read the color energy, it said that brown was earth and stability and security, and that's what money kind of feels like it would give to me. Thanks, Fran. I'm just listening to a meditation copyright-free music playlist over on Spotify, because I don't want Facebook to shut me down. So I gotta make sure. It's called, I can share it here in the group, I think. Let me see if I can grab the link. Okay, I just shared the link with you all in the comments from Spotify. So I'm gonna pick up some random little pieces of bits from my stash. I've got this dowel that used to be a foam brush on top. I'm just gonna dip it into paint and make some marks. So you're welcome to play with anything you have around, stencils or otherwise. Really the purpose right now is just to kind of fill your canvas with marks and color and play. Get rid of that blank canvas, add some interest and texture and fun, and then we'll start our symbol. always feel like this layer gets you really comfortable with your materials. If this is newer to you, or you just haven't explored different ways you can hold your brush and make marks, I always like that this layer, it may or may not stay, so you don't have to be too worried about it. Just a chance to get comfortable with the colors that you chose or the materials you're using. Every piece of art I do tends to have an ugly phase or something you would call an ugly phase, so don't worry if you feel like you're in an ugly phase. It's all about the process, not so much the product. And usually you have to work through those phases in life, right? Do the same thing on the canvas. If you stopped here, you'd be stuck in the ugly phase. Sometimes you might need to change your perspective. So don't be afraid to flip it around and take a look at it in a different way. I really just wanted to tap it dry a little bit because I want to start working on my drawing, and while I'm on video here, I needed to let it dry a little. But in doing so, look at what happened. I got these fun little textures in there from my washcloth, which was unexpected. I was just trying to dry off some paint. Here, I'll give you all a little close-up. Ooh, Teresa says it looks like I'm painting a forest. Yes, a forest of prosperity. I love it. So I'm gonna grab one of these little leaves from my money tree. Just a little example of what I want to create on this canvas. So I don't know if you have any chalk, but I do love to draw in chalk when I'm planning out my painting. It's optional, you don't have to have it, but it's one of those easy things I kind of have around to help me map out maybe what I want to do next. I'm going to decide if I want, I think I want to be this way. I think I want to be this way. And so using my example, when you're painting, see, my canvas is a little too wet still. It doesn't really want to write when it's too wet. I may have to just give it a second. The beauty about acrylics is that they dry quickly. I just have to be a little patient. Awesome, Fran. Fran's gonna paint later. She's not in her craft area, but she did work on her word. Awesome. Yeah, I figured a lot of you will join me now, join me later, watch the replay. And I do have a playlist on YouTube at Kristen Fagan Art with all of my past word and symbol of the year painting, and some of them were collage, some of them were jewelry videos. So you can take a look at that if you go follow me over and subscribe over at Kristen Fagan Art. There's a playlist that says word of the year. I think I have 4 or 5 videos on there of the ones in the past, so you can always watch some of them too. Even though I do a similar process, they are all their own unique little journey, right? So they have the little bits of wisdom in all of them. So in addition to brown, I also have a little gold here, but I'll probably add this at the end. And I don't have a lot, so I'll have to be a little sparing with it. But that'll be another great color for my word. So what colors are you guys using out there? What has been showing up on your canvas? This was our card of the year from the Rainbow Warrior deck. for January. Lori has turquoise, aqua, and silver. Beautiful. Fran's got pink, green, and some ink pens with some moon paper in the shape of a butterfly. Oh, I can't wait to see that. That sounds so lovely. Marianne's got orange, yellow, terracotta, and copper. Oh, rich. Rich and abundant and creative. Love it. So while I'm letting this dry a little bit more, I'll just remind you all about the card we picked for January, which was Earth Element in the Rainbow Warrior deck. And it was all about nurture, nature, growth, stability, commitment, fundamental, relationship, and family. The element of earth is comprised of how we plant, nurture, and watch our seeds grow. It is the cool depth of perception we cultivate to support our desires and choices. The earth contains many properties, metals of all kinds, minerals, and water. The perfect combination of ingredients in just the right measure is the foundation of growth. I feel like that card reading we did, I was looking back through the cards that were picked, and it just seemed really spot on for the month. So I'm excited to see what the year holds for us and how kind of true to the cards it feels. If you missed that video, it is here in the group. I'm gonna add it to YouTube also, probably next week sometime, but you can find it here in the group. I have it featured under the, I think they call it featured now, that section. Oh, Dawn's back. Welcome back, Dawn. I'm over here waiting for paint to dry. Let's see if I can. I might just have to go in. So if I can't use chalk because my paint is still too wet, then I'm just gonna draw with paint directly. So I'm gonna take, I'll just take some white paint and kind of sketch out the start of my symbols. So I'm gonna check out my money tree here, my Japanese money tree. And I'm gonna start sketching out some leaves. And they look like 3, 4, 5, 6 on a stem. I'll do one more up there. So what I'm going to do now is just kind of block out around my symbol and let the greens stay inside the leaf. And truth be told, I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm just kind of going with it. And we'll see. I don't have a plan. I don't have a plan at this point. I'm letting my intuition guide me. So I'm coloring in all of the negative space, I guess. I'm letting my background show through on the leaves, and I'm coloring around it. This is a paint marker I'm using right now. It's called Posca, P-O-S-C-A. And I'm just adding some lines and details to the inside of my leaves. Oh, Marianne says that she also pulled cards from the Earth Magic Oracle and got Earth Magic for January. Fantastic. That's great. We're in sync. Fran says it's so pretty. I don't know, Fran. I think I've got a long way to go still. But thank you. Actually, one of the things I was thinking as I was doing it, I'll pull it a little closer. But one of the things I was thinking about with the background is there's kind of a muck going on. And yeah, that's kind of how I felt about money and prosperity up until now, right? So it's kind of interesting that it's gotten a bit mucky in the process, and that's okay. I do think I have quite a ways to go. I have to get my word in here somewhere, which looks like I've got a nice little space right down here for it. I'm also thinking about working with the rainbow, because if you think about, there's gold at the end of the rainbow, right? So I was thinking a little bit about that, and how can I add that in there, where and how. Maybe I'll do little rainbows in between, something along those lines. I don't know yet. Dawn says, get out the bubble wrap and spot up the background. Yeah, so true. Where is that bubble wrap? Always have bubble wrap around. Let's spot up that background. Let's add bring in some turquoise. So you just paint your paint right onto the bubble wrap, and then use it like a stamp. Stamp it down. That helped. I don't know if you can tell with the light, but I definitely feel like that helped. Maybe I'll bring in more of that color. Give it a try, Fran. It's a lot of fun. It needed that. It needed that contrast. So as you want to add details, you're going to want to go to smaller and smaller brushes. So bigger brushes are better for background, texture, swooshes, and then smaller brushes are better for any details that you want to start to add. Hey, Melanie. I may have to come back for part 2 for this because we're pushing 2 hours almost. And I feel like I still have a lot to do. But it will be good to let it dry and come back to it. So, let me think about how I want to get this word in there. so I would need to get my word all the way across there. Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed it, Teresa. So this has been very soothing and meditative. Now I'm just trying to figure out how I want to get my word in there. I have this lovely space right here. If I did the stencil, it would go along the entire way. If I decided to do something like that. I could just write it. See if it fits. I think I'm just gonna write it with the paintbrush, but I'm far from done on this piece, but I want to kind of get my word in there before I end today. So I may jump back on here sometime this next week or so and just continue with where this is headed. I don't know when, so it'll be spontaneous, and see how I can kind of finish this out, finesse it a little bit. But I'm done for today, and gonna let all of this kind of dry and settle and come back fresh with you all on part 2. I hope you've enjoyed today's session. I hope you've gotten started if you chose a word and were ready, or if you feel like this has helped you get clear on what you want to bring in the new year. Thanks everybody for being here. I so appreciate it, and I wish you lots of love in our fresh new year of 2022. I will see you all again soon. Bye.